Hiya, Georgie. That was the creepiest thing I've ever done in my life. Hi, it is I, the Brat. Welcome back to another video, and this is how I met the It cast. Now, where to start? Ignore this. There's nothing I can do. I've got a face mask on. If I turn green, that's why. So I'm a big fan of the original It movie. I used to watch it all the time with my brother as a kid. It was an iconic childhood film for me. I grew up on horror, and that was one of them. I just dropped Pennywise. Hang on. He's fine. We're gonna put him down here for now. There's a pin in him. Who did this to you? Let's hang him up. Whoa. I tried. So when the remake came out, I was obviously really excited because I love horror movies, but I watched it for the first time. I didn't really like it. And then a couple of months later, I asked my mum to buy me the DVD, and I watched it again, and I loved it. Like, I mean, loved it. I've got a poster up there on my wall. I've got this. I've got all the pop vinyls. And then they did, for the second one, which I was really excited for, they did a double premiere. So the cinema not by my house, but like not too far from my, actually yeah, it was kind of far from my house. The cinema closest to me, we're doing a double bill premiere. So at 10 p.m. they showed the first It, and then after that, it was about 12, they showed the second one, and I went with a couple of mates, and we didn't end up getting out until about 2:30 in the morning, and then we just got a taxi back to my mates and hung out, and then, yeah, it was cool. I'll insert some photos of that where I look an absolute mess. So as you can tell, I loved the second film. I actually ended up seeing it 2 more times. My favourite character from the film was always Stan and Beverly. I love those 2 characters. You might be thinking, why? Because most people's favourite characters are either like, you know, Beverly or Bill. The more main characters, if that's what you want to call them. But I just always loved Stan's character, and I loved Wyatt Olaf's acting skills. I'm actually training to be an actor myself, so when I watch films, I do try and look at the acting as well as, you know, the character and stuff like that. I have a mate, and she loves Comic-Con. She goes to most of the cons. She always goes to the London one. I'm pretty sure she goes most years. We're planning on going to the next one if, you know, it happens, which I doubt it will due to all the stress and stuff going on right now. Got a notification. But she said to me, do you want to come to Comic-Con this year in London? And I was like, I'm not too sure. I've never been to Comic-Con. Like, do I have to dress up? Like, I don't really know what the code is for Comic-Con. So I checked on the website for London Comic-Con 2019, and I clicked on special guests because obviously that's the thing I'm most likely to go for. If there are people there that I like, that I watch, then yeah, I'll go. I checked, and oh my god, they had the It cast. They had Jaden, Sophia, and Wyatt. They're actually, no offense to the rest of the cast because I love the whole cast, but they are my 3 favourites. They are my 3 favourites from the cast, and my 3 favourite characters too. So it was a given. I was always gonna either get a photograph with them or get their autograph. It was cheaper for an autograph than it was for a photo, but if you wanted a photo individually, like with one of them, I think it cost about £49. I don't know what that is in dollars. But if you wanted a photo of all 3 of them, it cost £100. So I was saving 50 quid by meeting all 3 of them. And to be completely honest, I was probably going to meet all 3 of them anyway, so I'm really lucky that that deal was on there. So the day of Comic-Con arrives, and I had to get ready so early. Like, even though I was just getting dressed and doing normal things, like I wasn't doing a costume. I was going to go as Georgie, but my costume didn't get here in time. And I'm quite glad it didn't, because looking at it now, I just will look stupid. So we got ready, and we got on the train. My mate did Clementine? I think it was Clementine. She did a costume from The Walking Dead. It looked so good. Everyone kept coming up to her asking for photos and everything. It was boss. After about 3-4 hours on the train, I think it was, we ended up in London, and this was my first time ever going to London, and I have every type of anxiety, like panic attacks, travel anxiety, all stuff like that, you know, it's like, what are you gonna do? Obviously, I wanted to meet them, so I went anyway. First time in London, I enjoyed it. I like London. I didn't like how brutal their public transport is. Like, there is no mercy in the London Underground at all. My mate's granddad actually ended up getting pushed over, and he like lost a couple of teeth, I think, and his eye was all red and bloodshot. It was horrible. But we got to Comic Con. My mate actually got early access, so she went in about half an hour before me. I waited in this big massive queue. I was in, I want to say 45 minutes I was in that queue for. So I got in, I met up with my mate, and oh my god, the atmosphere in Comic Con was incredible. Like, there were just so many people, like there was no judgment at all. Loads of people were dressed up, everyone was having a good time, shopping, meeting people, taking cool photos. It was boss. Like, I knew that it would be a lot of people in the same place, but I didn't realise that everyone would be so welcoming and happy to meet other people. It was like a youth club, like a really big youth club, but for all ages. Is that not just a club? Now, by the time that I got in, my mate had actually already met Sophia Lillis, and she bought a book from a different shop, not from Comic Con. It was a big It book, and it had the postcard in, you know, January Embers, and she took it to Comic Con with her and got it signed by Sophia Lillis, which I think is really cool. Like, that's boss. We do some shopping, we walk around, we're loving life, you know, we get some food. Actually, I think, yeah, we got food first. I got a can of water. They have cans of water in London. Like, did some more shopping, went outside and sat on the steps, took photos with some people. It actually started to rain at one point, so we went back inside, but that's the UK. If you've worn grey in the rain, you know it changes colour instantly. So we go back in and we're walking around. I'm getting ready to meet the It cast because I'm honestly so excited. My mate didn't actually pay for a ticket to meet them, so we were just kind of waiting around that area. She was doing some more shopping. I was so excited, like so nervous as well. You'll see in the photo, I think I'll probably have made it the thumbnail, so you will have already seen I look so awkward. Like, it's hilarious. That photo is so funny. I've got the worst immune system ever. I just had a sneeze attack, so let's move on. I turn around and I realise that we're actually near a queue. We're not in it, but we're like really close to this big massive queue. And I'm thinking, I wonder who these people are lining up to see. It was an autograph queue, it wasn't like a photograph queue. So I turn around to see who these people are there to meet or to get an autograph from even. And it was Jaden Wesley. Jaden Library. It was Jaden who plays Bill in the It movie. Now, the first thing I thought was, oh my god, that's Jaden. Second thing I thought was, look at his hat. He had a really cool little hat on, like fashion icon. The third thing I thought was, he's not as tall as I thought he would be. He's not small, but like, he's not as tall as I thought he would be. I've just said that. So just seeing him there, like, got me really excited. I don't know if everyone gets this, but when you're about to meet someone that you look up to and, you know, you sort of study their work in a way so that you can improve yourself, it really freaks me out because I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. But finally, me and my mates get in the queue to meet the It cast, the It trio, the Losers Club, as it was titled on the Comic Con page. There was such a good vibe in that queue. Everyone was sort of just saying how excited they were, saying how nervous they were, saying they don't know what to say, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to act. There was a kid in front of me with his dad, and me and my mate were saying It quotes. We were just quoting the film the whole way through the queue, and the kid in front of us noticed and he started doing it too. That was cool. I was like, icon, you're like 5. And finally we get to the front of the queue and there's just a couple of people in front of me. I watched the people in front of me take their photos. It was moving really fast. Like, no one really had a chance to speak, and that's not the cast's fault at all. It was a lot of people to be meeting. I'm sure, like, you know, nobody wanted to take time from anyone else. Nobody was really selfish with it. Nobody took longer than they needed to, although I do think some people could have took longer because I paid a lot for this experience. Like, but it was my turn, and obviously my mate didn't pay, so she was waiting at the side. She held my bags and stuff. Thanks for that. I walk over. I was in an It jumper, as you've seen in the thumbnail. So yeah, I walk over in my grey sweater, and it's Wyatt, and then Sophia, and then Jaden, and obviously Stan is my favourite character, so I was really excited to meet Wyatt. And I walked over, and Wyatt, he was like, hi, how are you? And me, Oh, Jeffree Star who?
Hi, how are you?
But yeah, it was like, hi, how are you? And me being so awkward, like, there was just no need for the response that came out of my mouth. But I was like, oh, I'm really good. And then just like put my head down, didn't even finish the sentence. He didn't even like reply properly because I'm sure he was thinking, I don't know what to say to that because that wasn't a response. So it was actually quite a close photo. Like, I wasn't expecting them to be so okay with it because I've heard stories of meet and greets not with the it cast, but like, you know, just people meeting celebrities and people that they look up to. And there's some people that don't even like stand within like a few centimeters of their fans, their guests or whatever. But like these were all like really nice. Like they put their arms around me. They were like, you know, they wanted to be there, and it was fun to see that because I felt more comfortable and I felt less nervous from that. Sophia is such an incredible actress. Like, she like, one minute she was just speaking and it was like normal, it was like fine. She was obviously happy to be there, but as soon as that photo was taken, the smile on her face just escalated. Like, she looks so happy in the picture, and we all know that she's an amazing actress. I'm not saying that she is just because she can sort of elaborate a smile. Is that elaborate the right word in the sentence? I don't know, but seriously, it was amazing. All three of them were incredible. So my photo's over, the guys pressed the button on the camera, and I'm thinking, I've paid £100 to be here. I am not just gonna come here, say half of a sentence and then leave. So I was like, I'm getting one more word in, whether they like it or not the cast, the photographer. So I turned around and I was like, thank you, because I didn't know what else to say. Nobody else who had a photo was really saying anything from what I saw, so I was like, I don't know what to say. So I just turned around and was like, thank you, and they were like, no, thank you. And I remember Jaden looking at me and was like, thank you, and I was like, oh, thank you, Jaden, thank you, and Wyatt and Sophia. We get out, I'm so happy. I'm sad that it's over, but I've still got that buzz of meeting them. I get it every time I think about it, actually, because I'm still a massive fan of the movie. This guy wasn't there. It's quite sad. I actually bought him in advance, but I didn't take him with me. Does anyone love me enough to let me use a Disney Plus? Yes, Fiona, I will let you use my Disney Plus. Just don't give it to anyone, please. Sorry, I got a text.
I got a text!
A real text?
My photo's being printed off and I'm so excited to see it. I'm like, this is actually a photo of me with them. Like, I don't really care about the photo, which is why I'm not bothered that it turned out ridiculously awkward. I've got my fists clenched, I look like I'm about to cry. I just wanted to meet them, couldn't care less about the photo, although I do whip it out on social media sometimes. How wrong did that sound? I do post it on social media sometimes when I'm remembering it and I'm like, oh my god, that was so cool. The woman prints my photo off and she hands it to me and I'm so excited to see it. And I look down and I see it and I'm like, I just paid £100 to look like that in front of 3 of my idols. Like, you could tell that I was genuinely wanting to cry because I was so excited. Like, it wasn't a bad nervous, it came across that way in the photo. But she gave me a little Polly pocket, like an envelope, see-through plastic envelope thing to put the photo in, and I was so happy with it. I was carrying it around all day. Like, I could have just put it in my bag, but I didn't want to. I wanted to look at it, so I had it with me the whole time. And as some of you may know, Sophia and Wyatt actually did another show called I Am Not Okay With This, and I was hoping that they would be at London Comic Con this year to promote it. The year now is 2020, if you're watching this in a different year. But that has been pushed back, so I don't know if it's still going to happen. It doesn't seem likely right now. But hopefully, if it does, they might be there to promote that show and I can get the photo signed if they're there. I'm now just going to talk a little bit about what they were actually like as people from what I gathered and from what my mate has told me. I was watching a lot of interviews of the It Cast because that's just what I do. Like, I weren't just doing that because I was meeting them. That is actually quite weird though, isn't it? Just watching interviews of random people. But for me, I can research stuff on acting. I'm getting a lot of text right now. And I saw an interview of Sophia promoting Nancy Drew, and she seemed quite reserved in it. She was really calm, and I love the way that comes across because it made it so easy to watch, unlike this where I'm just ramble. So I said to Abby, Sophia actually seems quite not introverted. She seems very confident. She seems like she has a lot of great PR training, but she's very calm. And my mate Abby was like, oh, that's so cool, I would have never thought of her like that. And then when Abby actually met Sophia, she rang me afterwards and was like, you were right, she did actually come across the way that you said, and it was brilliant. And I felt the same. I absolutely loved meeting her. She was an icon. She still is. A lot of celebrities get really egotistical and like stuck up and like, ugh, you know what I mean? Too Big for the Boots by Stormzy, stream it now. But these three were so humble, like honestly, cannot recommend meeting them enough if you get the chance. Wyatt obviously was the first one to speak to me. He was so welcoming. Like I don't know, I was just expecting them to feel as awkward as I did, and maybe they did, but obviously they hid it well. Wyatt kind of, for me, sort of led the meet and greet and the photo opportunity because, sorry, I'm swinging me hoodie thing because I've got major anxiety. Not about this video, just about life. But yeah, Wyatt was the one doing most of the speaking, so he sort of led it, and then Jaden was very much there, but he was kind of on the end, so I didn't really get much of an opportunity to speak to him until the end when I actually said thank you, and he said no thank you, and I was like yeah. And then we ended up staying at Comic-Con for a bit, did a lot of shopping, got the train back to Liverpool, which actually we were on that train for 6.5 hours I think, because it broke down, somewhere was flooded, then it was getting terminated, then it didn't get terminated, then they made the bar free so we could all get drunk for free and eat and have as much food as we wanted, which was boss. It was a party on that train at one point. But we eventually got home. I got home at about 2 o'clock in the morning to my little accommodation in Liverpool and just got the photo. I'll show you some of the stuff that I got. I also got a signed American Horror Story script. That was incredible. I love American Horror Story so much. Yeah, that is the time when I met the Acasta Comic-Con, and it was incredible. I'm very lucky to have been able to do that. I know that it was a lot of money, and I'm so lucky to have even had the opportunity to do that, because I know a lot of people just dream of meeting people that they look up to, and yeah, I'm so grateful that I got that opportunity. This video isn't to brag or anything like that, it's just because these are three of my idols. I was so excited to meet them. I'm still so excited that I did meet them, and I want to share it with people who are also fans of them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it thumbs down, or comment and tell me what you didn't like about it, and I will try to apply some better things in my next video. Also, if you've ever met any of the cast or just anyone that you look up to, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about your experiences. Subscribe for more. I don't know if anybody listens to an artist, well obviously I know people do, but I don't know if anybody watching this listens to Hobo Johnson. I do want to do a sort of story time, a video like this about when I went to his concert, because that was incredible. So subscribe if you want to see that or any more videos, and yeah, have a good day, and I will see you in the next one. Stop saying